All right. What up, YouTube? So we're talking about my top 10 greatest power forwards of all time. And my number 9 power forward is Elvin Hayes, known as the Big E. I think the Big E isn't often mentioned. I don't know why. I've seen highlights of him play. One of the sweetest turnaround jumpers of all that I've ever seen. It wasn't traditional, as opposed to turning, like I said, to the right shoulder. He would turn back up to the left shoulder, knock it down. Okay, I don't know what's going on with my computer's trying to update, but similar to when LaMarcus Aldridge shoots his turnaround jumper. That's what the Big E did. But the Big E did it to accumulate 27,000 points. He's a number 10 all-time leading scorer in NBA history. Well, I say that, but things have probably changed over the last few years, of course, with LeBron, Dirk, Kobe, and all those guys scoring 30,000 points. But the Big E was solid, very solid. And Houston fans, I think you often see him sitting next to the Dream on in the stands on the court side during the playoff games, and he's to be respected. Like I say, he's one of the greatest that ever did it. Anytime you score 27,000 points in a time where the 3-point shot was not even implemented in the NBA game, it says a lot about your skill set. And a lot of these guys, as I did some research on the people I'm going to add to this, put on this list as far as power forwards, small forwards, shooting guards, and point guards, one thing you'll notice if you do your research on them, if you choose to, or you'll take my word for it, that they had a high skill set. And I know y'all probably say, well, what about Dennis Rodman? Being able to rebound and play defense at an extremely high level for the time that he did, that's a certain skill set. I believe hustling is a certain skill set, a certain one too. So like I said, a lot of these guys you're going to hear going forward, I think you'll see the common denominator is that they had a high skill set and they were winners. Elvin Hayes won a championship with the Washington Bullets back, I think it was 75 against the Golden State Warriors. And you don't really think about that. I don't remember anybody on that team. You might not, but Wes Unseld was on the team. So he wasn't a Rudy Poo. Elvin Hayes was a very, very, very good NBA player. Anytime you score 27,000 points, I'm going to say it again, you're a good NBA player without using a 3-point shot. So Elvin Hayes is my number 9 power forward of all time. Tomorrow, I'm going to hit you with numbers 8 and 7. So I want to get this done pretty quickly because the football season is coming up. And we're going to talk about who I think will win the divisions. Possibly, I might have a couple of Super Bowl picks. I know it's too early, but I'm just going to throw some random things out there, things you probably have already thought about. I'm just going to add some fuel to that fire. Kind of say, I didn't think about them. So we'll see what happens. Y'all have a good evening and have a good week. Talk to y'all tomorrow.